So white, black, turquoise, and we are in business, and that's not a lot of colors here that we could use. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 colors for Siam Hann, and this one is going to be, I can almost guarantee it's going to be the best one, best looking of the bunch, because red is one of my favorite colors to paint. So what's the, I'm going to learn it once. Siam Hann, okay, Siam Hann. Siam Hann, okay. Now it's committed to memory, folks. Mnemonics, it works. Okay, so let's get our airbrush going, because that's the best way to do red. Bunch of ways to do red. Bunch of different ways that you can do red. You can start on a purple base, you can start on a brown base, but you can also start on a black base, and it's just gonna give us some extra contrast. And that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna start on a black base, and we're gonna go straight with Mephiston red. We're gonna get like a very, very vibrant red with very, very little effort for our Siam Hann guy here. So we start on a black base coat, and then it's important to note that like the black is like thorough. So if this bottom part here was not fully black, we'd have to go back before doing the red. Otherwise it will not work, because we're using a lot of that primer or undercoat into our shadows. Okay, here we, oh yes, here we go. So now we're gonna build up that color, but it's gonna give us like a very, very steep very steep highlight, because the undertone is black, right? So you can see, even like with minimal effort, we get this like dark red already, this vibrant red, and then if you switch it back up, we get all of these shadows. So now we're gonna stay like very, very much like on top, and we're just gonna build up that red color like so. Whoo! Oh yeah, first. Yeah, I was yeah, oh yeah, definitely good. Yeah. I know, like I'm guessing he didn't mean to, but I was like way too pissed off at that well, not after him, but after me mostly, to just like laugh it off. I get angry at these, like how stupid. Yeah. Of like not thinking it through, and like realizing only halfway through them all that was okay. So now, so our red, so you can see our red is like pretty much opaque, right? Like this color here. Oops. This color here is Mephiston red, like straight up. So now we got like a good gradient of color, right? You got some shadows, but we're not there yet. Oh, I ripped apart my glove. Who knew? Going all looking shit. Okay, so now we're gonna add Evil Sun Scar, and that is where the fun is. Let me tell you. I'm just gonna clean this first, but Evil Sun Scarlet is where we get the magic. So now we get this bright red going, and now so we're gonna do practically the same thing, but now we're really not really tilting our model. We're going straight down. So now this gives us that very, very steep bright red into black, practically contrast. And again, this is another area where less is more, because now we get to dump this here on our little palette, and we can just edge highlight with this. So let's do that. I'll just switch gloves here. I don't care. That's right. Right now it's a glove ASMR, and next thing you know, I'm selling feet picture on the internet. That's right. This is the getaway thing. Okay, all right. So I'm back. Don't worry. All right. So let's just clean this airbrush real quick. All right. Airbrush sort of clean, or clean enough for moving forward at least. There we go. I'll clean this after the stream to make sure it does not gunk up. But for now, let's finish painting our little duder. So now, just to bring back some more some more red and some more interesting color, we're just gonna add 1 coat of Caribou Crimson on there. Sorry. So we're gonna do again 1 thin coat of this, and that's also gonna thin the black area, so that way it does not look completely black. Even the black is gonna have like this little tint in it. Like the bottom parts are almost like all black. They're gonna be a little bit red at least. But we're going very lightly here. There's no need to overdo it, because the shadows are pretty much already there, so we don't need to add shadows. We just want to get that red going. So it's more of a glaze than a shade, right? Only we're using a paint called a shade to do it. It gets confusing sometimes. All right, so that red everywhere, perfect. We are good to go. So next up, we're gonna do black next, and the reason for that is the inside of the face is much harder to do cleanly than the outside of the helmet, sorry. So we're gonna start by the inside, and that way once we do the outside, it's much easier to not mess up. Because right now we can just like slam that black in there. We don't really care about the rest of the helmet because it's going to be white anyway, so we're going to have to repaint it. So there you go. And then the gun. So now a gun, we have to be a little bit more careful, right? Whoops. I think it's because I hold it from this area. If I was holding it like it was meant to, it would stop doing the freaking wobbly thingy. But I think my hands are a little bit like too big to enjoy this. Giggity. All right. So let's get this done here. So again, so black is pretty much whatever black you have like laying around is gonna do fine here. Nothing really special about it. It's just black. Should cover everything in one coat here. That's if your black does not cover this in one coat, you should probably consider switching brands. I think we're done here with the black. Not much to do. Or maybe we do the little sash. The little sash here, I prefer black just because I think leaving only the helmet in white is gonna look a little bit better, but I think the real way to do the sash and the cloth would be white. But in my opinion, it will look better if only the helmets are white. The helmets and maybe markings. So we're doing the black here. So might as well highlight this right now. So we're gonna highlight it with Stegadon Scale Green. And we're also gonna paint the eyes with Stegadon Scale Green right now, because why wouldn't we? And maybe the gems as well, because you know it's out. And this is another area where you can go a more standard route, but I like the bluish greenish into it. I think it looks. I think it gives for a more interesting look to these details. So now we could highlight, we could shade, sorry, the black, but at this stage, I think it looks fine like this. I don't think we need to invest more in it. I think it's just perfect. So now we're just gonna go with the turquoise here, and then we're gonna finish our turquoise. All the gems. This is Ahriman Blue, is it? Ahriman Blue. And we're gonna go over the gems and the eyes with this color here. We got something like this, but now we have to add the white to the helmet, and this usually changes the miniature drastically. So we're gonna start with Celestra Gray, which is just a great color. This one is pretty thinned down already, but you can see it covers like nobody's business. red is a tricky color to work over because you need to make sure that nothing of your base coat of the color that was under our white shows through, because red if you leave just like a little bit of red, it's gonna stick out like a sore thumb. Like everybody's gonna pick up on the red instantly. It's one of those nasty things about red. Now if we wanted to, we could add some sort of squad markings on there. In fact, I think we want to, because that's fun. So let's just add like a little stripe here. So always do stripes. So you do one large panel, then you do both of the small sides. Don't try to wrap it around in one thick. That leads to spirals more than anything. So we did the long side, then this short here, and then the other short side next. This side here. And once you have like all these three, all you have to do is line up both sides that you just did. And that way it looks like a straight line instead of going in spirals. And then you know, so that would be unit 1, and then you could add like, you know, unit 2, unit 3, or whatever, or do a diagonal or something crazy if you wanted to. And that would work as well, but just this one little line here is perfectly fine for what we want. We'll just, you know, add something interesting. So base coat is pretty done here. So now we get to highlight all of this. And so again, you could do all of this here with an airbrush if the head was not glued on there. Oh, we did a little mistake here on top. Let's fix it real quick. Yeah, if the head was not glued on there, it would be much easier to just airbrush the crap out of this and just then glue it on at the very end. You know, it would make sense. But you can do it with a brush. Some models don't have detachable heads for Eldar. I think Farseers and Warlocks, they come with I think they come with the head stuck to the body, so you don't have that option. And then you can mask it, but the masking is like a very time-consuming process, I think. Or if you're like me and you buy everything secondhand, well, I mean, you get what you get, right? So this is another case of you get what you put into. So you can do this little step here with the Ultron Gray in like 96 different coats of super thin paint, or you can do in one coat of super thick, almost, you know, undiluted. This is kind of a pick your poison area of like, you decide how much work you want to put into this. Obviously, the more coats, the more thin down coats that you put on, the smoother the blend is going to be. But you know, the less coats, the faster obviously it's going to be. So this is really a pick your poison. Everybody's going to have like that sweet spot of satisfied for the time that they put in. Again, I value the value of these little fire warriors. What? The value of these Eldar Guardians is more in the quantity than in the individual qualities. I think getting units painted is more valuable than getting that white like flawlessly on. But even then, just like this didn't take super long, and what we got here is pretty. I have to fix this camera. And lastly, we're just gonna add some white, and we're really not adding a lot. Just maybe like on top of that little gem, and then maybe just like a line or something, or a little dash. Just to make the little the top of the helmet shine through, but we really don't need a lot. And then lo and behold, it didn't take very long, and we have a fancy Siam Hann Aeldari. Now obviously, the fact that the base is red does not help us, so we're gonna remove it and glue our guy on probably this one. I like this little city fight thingy. I like it. maybe the Mechanicus one. Which one do you guys like? You guys like one better than the other? This one's gray. This one's silver. I think they both work in this little instance. Yeah, exactly, Tenferg. Yeah. You can paint the edges any color you want as long as it's black. But no, we did one that's not black today, and it looks pretty ballin'. Again, it could have been black; it would have looked just as ballin'. But we did a pretty one today as well. So we got our Siam Hann Aeldari over here, which I think we nailed it. We got like that rich red, lots of contrast with it. And a smooth white helmet. This guy looks, this guy looks pretty sweet.